So, welcome back to Confessions of Beauty Bosses. I think I feel worse this recording than I did in the previous
not
ones.
here, the crutch.
We were very lucky in our first episode to have the amazing Adam Stewart to talk us through our subjects and what we were going to talk about and a bit about our background. But today we're just going to wing it.
Yeah, and game face on because Erin, one of our therapists, said that we look like a couple of miserable bastards.
I think it's the way the clips come in when one of us is talking, the other one's like,
she's like, Jenny, you look
really?
raging, and Kate looks like she'd rather be somewhere else.
well, you know me in social media, I'd rather be anywhere else than doing social media, which I think is something that we should talk about today, social media. The highs and the lows, the icks and the...
It's the Instagram versus reality, isn't it?
Absolutely. So we're sitting at work rattling out spreadsheets, or you're trying to come up with a new course and a new idea, and then we go, right, we've not posted anything, let's go. And then it's like trying to think what to say.
I know. People think it's such a glamorous job. I think by now people probably think that we've got a glamorous life because we go to all these spas and... all these lovely networking events and stuff, but they don't see that I was in work to 9 o'clock last night because our Wi-Fi went down.
Apologising to clients 50 times because you forget how many clients actually check out and how much you need everything. You know, your card reader runs off the Wi-Fi, your computer, your booking system runs off, everything runs off that Wi-Fi.
So obviously my daughter is just started in reception. She's only 16.
Introduced to the beauty
industry. She's very quiet, and Kate's the IT person in our work. But I was like, go up the road, I've got this, I'll stay.
Because it was kind of working just before I left, and you're like, it's fine, go up the road, it's okay. And then it just kept going down.
Aye, it was just one of those nights.
But shout out to Erin. She's literally jumped in. She's more tech savvy than me, and I've been doing this for 40 odd years.
Aye, she's brilliant.
She's like, link it to my phone and we'll do it to this. But everything when something like that goes down,
it's a disaster.
Yeah.
We don't realise how focused we are or how much we need Wi-Fi and social media and everything else that comes with it.
Parents out there will realise you need Wi-Fi because if you go somewhere and you don't have Wi-Fi, I can't remember, we were talking to a client recently and they were going away somewhere. Oh no, it was my friend. It was a couple that I know, they're away to France and they're told their kids, yeah, it's beautiful, we'll go out for dinner at night and it'll be chilled and relaxing. And they put in our family chat, once they got there was no Wi-Fi for their teenagers who are like 17 and 19. I was like, that's like a form of torture. That's actually not a holiday.
Good for them to stay present in the moment, but not good for business owners.
Not good for their parents, I don't think. Not good for business owners.
So the glamour and the grit.
Yes. As you say, we go to these events, we go to beautiful hotels, but sometimes it's like you've worked a full week the week before, you're thinking about all the work you've got to go back to. So it's like maybe lovely to have 2 days. So it's that teaching yourself to switch off, and you're really good at remembering to take pictures and capture the moment so that you can show people what's going on in the industry, where people are going to. You know, we go to some lovely events, Spa Life, Spa Fest.
But people forget, it's like our husbands are like, I off to another jolly. But
I know.
It's work. It's the constant chat. You know me. Like I get to the point that I can't speak any more BS. It's like I've had enough. The ball comes down and then you take over because I've had enough of the game face.
I just talk. We talk to anybody about anything, just wandering about talking.
And there's loads of lovely people in the industry, there is, but there's some assholes as well, let's face it.
Of course there is. And you get to these events and you see the people that you've met before and you're like, oh, hi. And then you'll maybe meet some new lovely people, and then you'll meet people that will come to these events and just walk by you every single time. But then I always take accountability and I'm like, did I speak to that person? And so it's really hard because you've spoke to so many people that you do know, you're exhausted, and then you're like, right, I'll catch them at the next one, and then you don't bother going up to someone.
I suppose that's where ego takes over, isn't it? As well, and this industry is full of big egos. It's the social media thing as well. It's like everybody starts from somewhere, and don't forget who helped you when you started. And don't forget that later on down the line. Yeah,
absolutely, because they've all of a sudden got a bigger following or lots of social media around them, or they've done one big event that's been really successful, and then it's like,
drop you.
Remember you.
I know. But again, back to the normal day-to-day for us, I get on social, it looks amazing, but we're hoovering, we're cleaning, we're taking bins out, you're fixing all the IT problems.
I mean, last night I broke a display cabinet trying to get it off the top of 10 boxes in the stock room to get round the back to get the power switched off to the Wi-Fi to make it work again. And
the IT person's trying to talk me round what wire to pull out.
She's like, go to the router. Jenny looks
What's
like,
a router?
What? Where is that and what does it look like? So she's like, turn your camera around, and she was actually talking you through that big blue button, push it in.
I know.
But there is a lot of technical things that you don't think about. Just on every day, managing your stock levels and everything. It's all based around IT.
As we have managers for that as well, they're busy as well. So
our managers are treatment managers as well, and hair managers. So are actually doing clients because they've got so many loyal clients that we don't want to lose them because their managers are now just managing people. So it's getting that balance as well. It's so hard. We talk about when you start your business, it's like you kick off and you do everything. And it's then how do you let some of those roles go? Because as you say, our managers are very capable, but sometimes we don't let them do things because we've done it so long and it's quicker just to go and do it yourself. I'd say that's a big challenge as a business owner, is trusting people to let go. And
it's the right training in place for them as well. We've spoke about that in previous episodes as well, about throwing people in and expecting them to do just as good a job as what you do. But then we created those processes. So
absolutely, and we know how to do them. And sometimes they don't always work. So when you try and explain it, you're like, you do this and you do this, and then that bit doesn't work. And you're like, do you know what? I'll come back to you. You wing it again until you fix it. But back to that whole social media thing again as well about managers is we're passionate, we own the business, we know what we need to do on social media to get out there. Asking them to then jump onto a camera and talk about our business and ta-da, jazz hands and jump about like a maniac. They're really, really good. We film them doing lots that they probably won't. Like we talked in one of the episodes about dancing it out when we're having a bad day, and we now film them dancing it out to share with people. You can start a bad day bad,
and
but you can
flip it.
Shake it out and flip it, and they're probably like, I look terrible this morning, you're making me dance in front of a camera. But again, it's that reality versus... we don't always need to look polished.
I know. And let's Amy will not mind, but let's use... But we went into business with Amy for the piercing clinic, and she feels so uncomfortable just now about doing like social media extracts for it.
She keeps saying, I need to wait till I've got my hair down and my makeup on, and we're like, God, have you seen the knickers? Some of the days that we've gone behind a camera.
And it was uncomfortable in the beginning as well. Jennifer finds it uncomfortable as well in the cafe, but our secret is put it out and don't watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who cares?
I was going to say it's still not comfortable for me, but you'll say to me, come on, we'll do a video, and I always roll my eyes. You must be like that. Why are you still doing that after 8 years? Like, yes, we're doing it. We need to do it.
I don't thrive off it.
I know.
It's
but
just one of those.
It's
part of building a business, isn't it? In this day and age.
Yeah. But it's how people find out about you.
Yeah. And I think the biggest part is people's fears of how other people will perceive them. Yeah. Because let's face it, I'm so critical. I'm like, my biggest ick in social media is if someone's launching something new and they're like,
and they're teasing you with
this
is coming. Exciting.
Honestly, ick for me is eek. And I'm sorry if you do it, but I can't stand it. I can't stand the eeks.
No, mine's is, hi guys.
We do that.
Oh my God, I do it
Hi
myself. I actually listen to people if I'm scrolling through and somebody starts with, hi guys. I flick past them and then I find us doing it because you don't know how to start a social media post. You always go on, you feel really awkward and you don't know, do you just start talking? Do you introduce yourself? Do you start with something? So we tend to sometimes go, hi guys. And then we go back and re-record it and take that back.
I'm always really aware as well. I think because we teach so many different people and we've taught people from England and stuff, and they think Scottish people speak so fast.
Well, I can hear us two speaking right now. There'll be people in England going, can you slow it down? Take it down to 0.5%.
Oh, I get trolled in TikTok, remember? And they were like, is everybody as annoying as you with your accent?
Does everyone in Scotland have that annoying accent?
It's like, we've got a troll, we've made it.
One.
But so I think when we're doing social, I'm probably too slow. I sound like there's something wrong with
trying me. Try to make yourself understandable. We should change your accents. You should start speaking in a posh accent.
I know. But other things with social media as well, I think it's finding your niche, isn't it? Like, definitely for us in the salon, people sell people. So when we do things that involve the team, it definitely gets more engagement. And we've got such a lovely community of people in our salon as well. For Lindsay, she was obviously extremely unwell and she came for her first visit out of hospital in her wheelchair, and it was a really emotional moment, and Emmy caught it. My ugly crying again. But the engagement was through the roof, but it was also people that wanted to share their story because they had Guillain-Barré syndrome, or they knew someone that had it.
And it's such a rare thing that nobody really knows about or talks about, and there's people out there, and that's what while Lindsay was doing it, she said that she started to post a wee bit, because at the beginning she didn't, she was really too unwell, and we'd said one of the days we went to visit her, do you mind if we put out a wee post, because her clients are asking. So Lindsay's been with us for years, so clients kept asking where she was, when is she due back, and they were really worried because they hadn't seen how bad she was. So she then put out a post of from the stages that she'd went to and where she was now. So when we posted that, it was just so nice, because we were getting such lovely feedback from clients saying, oh my God, she looks amazing compared to how she looked. And she's now started to post on her social media a wee bit, because she wants to tell people about the symptoms, what happened to her, that there is hope, that you can get better from it, and all that.
That can it made us feel a bit uneasy at first as well, because it's like, we're not doing this for likes or engagement. It is because Lindsay wanted to raise awareness, and also our clients were wanting to check in on her as well. So she was all for like the social media element, but there's the kind of boundary thing, isn't it, with social media? Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes I think when you look at other people's social medias, you maybe judge them and say, oh, they're doing that for people to watch it, or for the shock factor, or whatever. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're doing the same thing. Maybe they just are trying to put something out there because somebody said to them, oh, I didn't know that was a thing, or I wasn't aware of that, so they've thought, I'm going to share it. But other people, like in the industry, will judge and go, God, they're we're
just
all judgy, aren't we? We all have moments of being judgy.
There's nobody out there that's not judgy.
No.
You know, sometimes I give myself guilt about how judgy I am, and then I think somebody's sitting judging me right now.
Exactly.
Us too, right now, somebody's going, look at the couple of...
But it's none of our business what people think about us, as long as there'll be people that can relate and there'll be people that don't. So I suppose it's the same as this podcast.
That's it. People will listen or they won't listen.
Yeah.
Probably just their families thinking, what a couple of nutties.
Well, I'll go on to the questions and see if there's questions asked around this subject.
I can't believe the people that I've actually asked.
I know, DMing already.
This is before
really
we've even got it
nice.
out there. People have sent in messages.
So one of them is addressed the image of Instagram of painting of being the boss and the actual lived experience.
Oh, wow.
But, I mean, we've just kind of covered most of that, isn't it? There's nothing that we wouldn't ask our staff to do that we wouldn't do ourselves.
Yeah. And it's back to the social media thing slightly, because you see the ones that have been all over TikTok for years, and it's the boss, how the boss should walk into the salon, you know, all glamorous and with their clipboard, and they're actually running in because they've been to Costco the night before and bought the washing powder and the floor cleaner and the whatever.
And then they do the hoovering before we start for the day. I know. Someone was talking about they own their own business and they feel that they never clock out. It's always 24/7 because it's always their thoughts in their head. Again, we kind of covered a wee bit about that last week, that it is a 24/7 process. There is always something that you're thinking about or something that you want to work in.
Yeah. You are torture for that. You never stop. Because other times you're good. You know, you'll say, I took myself off and I did a podcast, I did some self-reflection, and I had, you know, sat in my own thoughts or whatever, and you'll find times that you're good. And then other times you'll say to me, right, I'm going up the road tonight, I'm going to get myself my nose bag, your favourite nose bag, and watch an episode of reality TV, and I'm going to zone out. And then later on that night I'll check my phone, because I put my phone away when I go in. I just stick it in a unit or something, and I tend to make tea or catch up with whoever's in, and then I'll check it before I go to bed or whatever. And there's like 10 ideas you've had. It's like bing, bing, bing. And I'm like, or remember we'll do this tomorrow, we'll remember to, and I get that, that's a brain dump, but maybe you and I should both try and do the brain dump to notes until the next day, because we do it all the time to each other. I go, oh no, I never did that. And you say,
well, we've started doing it in teams, because when we clock out of the day, we shouldn't really be checking teams. But I know.
I'm so bad.
I know. But then we would do the same with notes if it was a shared notes thing as well.
And I put my phone, we both do, put our phone on do not disturb by a certain time at night. But I just ignore my do not disturb before I go to bed, and I check.
At 9. No.
And I'm like, why do I do that? Because then I lie in bed thinking about what I've just read that I'd forgotten about from earlier, and you know, so
I know.
I need to get better at it.
And then you get that overwhelming sense of I've forgotten something, and then that's you up to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I feel as though just now I'm doing that because I know I'm going on holiday. And
I know you were freaking out yesterday.
Yeah, you're like that to me. Calm down if it's not done before you go. But it's that sense of overwhelm. I listened to a wee podcast yesterday, and it was all about that. You know, there's different stages. Overwhelm is literally an emotion. If you write all that down on a bit of paper, overwhelm goes away. Overwhelm's your body's reaction to protect you from too much.
Yeah.
Just
I've felt it many a time.
Aye.
It is. Overwhelm is real as business owners. And again, we're lucky to have each other. But there's people that do it themselves, and I honestly don't know how they get by.
Couldn't. I wouldn't. We've said that before. If anything ever happened to one of us, we just wouldn't do it without the other person because it's too much.
There's too many roles to play before you reach the point that you can afford to basically employ people to do
that's
segments.
What this is, the reality, setting up the business, and the reality of being a boss is so many things. From start up, when we started it, I had no idea what I was getting into. You did, but you'd done it single.
Yeah,
as
a smaller version.
You'd seen in previous, you'd seen spas, but in those times you would have been younger. You wouldn't have appreciated the role the manager or the owner or whatever had at that time. You'd have just thought, oh, she's a pain in the arse, she's forever moaning at me. And then now you have to do it. You're just thinking, God.
I know. There is some moments of reflection that I've maybe thought of a boss in the past, and you're just like, oh,
how's a wee arsehole?
My mum will tell you that.
I worked in retail years ago, and I went about with a crowd, and we all used to go to the pub and everything. I think my poor manager, we were always hungover, carrying on. We were just so naughty.
I've got a terrible story that I can share about being hungover. Honestly, people will just be like, that's disgusting. But I was working in a really high class salon. Probably my favourite job I had, being employed, and I was burst every weekend when I come in because I'd be going out Thursday to Sunday, but I'd still make my work. And one morning I was particularly hungover, and I had this poor woman in for a facial, and she was pregnant. So remember, your sense of smell's heightened when you're pregnant, and I could feel the whitey coming on, the watery mouth, and I was just like, I don't think I'm going to make it to the toilet. And I put pads in her eyes and I sprayed a scent around the room, and the sink in the room, I ran water and I threw up in the sink.
Oh my God.
And
she must have heard
she must have heard. I mean, I would actually kick someone's ass if they did that in our salon, but and you know what? I got a great tip at the end of it. That poor woman.
She probably felt sorry for you. I mean, get a Greg's sausage roll hen you need.
She's probably thinking I'm pregnant and I miss those days.
I'd love a drink.
Have another drink, get a cura. But, I could tell you many a story.
I actually threw up out a window at work one day onto the street below because I knew my boss would kill me because I'd been hungover the day before, and he was a lovely guy. His name was Derek. He worked from Dundee, but he was a manager down here in Glasgow. So he lived in the flat next door to the work where we all worked, and he was forever saying to me, he used to come out now and again for a drink, but he was forever saying to all he is, you're a riot. If you come in hungover again, you're for it. So the day before I had gone to the loo probably a couple of times, not to be sick because I'm very rarely sick when I'm hungover, but just to get 5 minutes, wash my face or whatever. So the next day I came in, I was like, I cannot show him I'm hungover. And this particular day I decided I was going to be sick. I went into the stock room, which had a big old sash window that hung over the back of York Street in Glasgow, and I had to be sick out the window.
I hope someone wasn't walking underneath.
I was considerate enough to look first, and then so the next day, and that's where the staff exit was to the building. So it was like people must have been clocking out that night, going out the door, going, dirty pig. It's me.
It's the worst.
Hungover. So we've had that with the girls. We've had some nights on a Sunday or a Monday night or whatever in work.
They're great at keeping themselves together. They're hardcore in comparison.
We would like comments from our clients. How many times have you seen us all hungover?
Was empty sick in your
Can you give us a wee story for the podcast about hungover staff members?
Okay, so going back to the wee questions. Managing staff through their own ups and downs while dealing with your own.
Yeah, we're probably good at that. I'm probably better at taking on someone else's problems and shoving my own in a box at the back. So I would say it's tough when you've got a staff member who's going through something. Yeah. We've had it over the years.
We've had many of them, haven't we?
I mean, Lindsay was a classic recently where it was just like she was in work that week and then literally gone.
In a coma.
Aye.
It was terrible.
For
and then
months.
The first visit she was in the coma, and it was... Yeah. We were sick to our stomach, weren't we?
We got such a shock, didn't we, when we walked in and
seen her. So sad.
But something like that, what they're going through, God, I mean, we've helped girls out. We've had girls who's maybe one of the girls, her dad passed really suddenly, 6 o'clock in the morning. We were up there, making sure she was okay. We've had girls where, can't
pay the rent.
Yeah, literally
giving them
skint.
subs.
Yep, giving them money off their wages until the next month, or having kids in the salon for a wee hour in the morning. Last week we had an emergency
But
with
that's
Caitlin.
mum life, isn't it? And we've been
get
there.
It. We get it, and that's why we do accommodate it. We even put that on social because the poor kids were shredding the paper, sweeping up. You know, we were trying to find them things to do, but it looked like slave labour. But we had such a good laugh. It was so nice to have them in. But that's reality, and that's that whole being like a wee family. Yeah. So it's supporting each other. And sometimes you just need to think, we probably came in that morning, we had a to-do list, and it was like, do you know what? We spent 20 minutes, it wasn't long, it was half an hour or something like that till their gran picked them up. But that's the reality of owning a salon and
supporting your team member. What would you rather them not come into work?
Exactly.
Or
we very rarely get that. They'll phone up with their problems, but they'll just get their backsides into work and we'll all help them deal with it.
I know,
and by the end of the day,
lucky.
We're just like, right, okay, we dealt with that. We
don't really get staff sickness or anything, do we? We're really, really lucky. And when they are sick, they're genuinely sick. They're not ripping it. So
yeah, even in the past, we've had the odd one, but nothing to...
No.
We are lucky. And I think, again, because it's such a good community where they love their clients, our staff feel they wouldn't let their clients down before us. You know, we've had staff members phone up and say, I am so sick, I can't make it in, but my clients, I don't want to... And we're like, you have to... If you're sick, you're sick.
Yeah, you can't pass it on to clients.
You can't pass it on to clients. We'll deal with it. So they are good that way.
I know. Talking about staff... What's some of the crazy staff that we've had in the past?
Oh my God. I don't know if this is a whole episode for itself. We'll tease you a couple and then we'll do an episode on staff, shall we? We've had some.
I know. We've had... Do you know what it is? I think we've been catfished a couple of times, haven't we?
100%. How many times have we took on a member of staff because we felt we had to, because we had such gaps in, you know, resources in the diary?
One confession is we've panicked and taken people on because we've really needed that space to be taken off a team member.
Yeah, because
and
everyone else is wilting
it
in the background and we're like, we need to get another member of staff. You put it out there and it's like, tumbleweed, nobody applies for ages. What is that? All of a sudden you sometimes put a job advert out and nothing, and then 2 weeks
when
later,
not looking,
when you're not looking, people are messaging saying I'm desperate for a job and they're amazing and you're like, I've just recruited somebody. Oh my God. So but yeah, we've had panic.
We've had erratic behaviour.
Aye. I don't know how much detail we should go into.
No.
No, we have had one member of staff not so long ago who
was in another level.
It was unbelievable. Like things going into the WhatsApp chat that we were just like, where did that come from? Not relative to any conversations we just had. Throwing things into the WhatsApp chat and then everybody was going, she all right? Coming into work some days. Well, that was a catfish moment. She said, I do this, I do that. I'm never off my work. I'm this,
but where did we fall short?
We didn't check our references.
Yep.
Shout out, tip, if you're taking somebody on, check their references. Because after I checked one of the references after she had gone and checked the reference, as much as people can't say too much because they've got to be careful from a point of view of an employer's point of view, they were under the underlying message was, God help you.
Yeah. And the other one that she had down, she didn't even work there.
No, we contacted her, that's right. And she went, I don't know why she's put me down as a reference. I met her twice at a party. But she said I was your boss. But then after that, when she then left, we got people calling us because she'd put us down for a reference.
That's right.
And they were like, what's she like? And I was thinking, one of them actually asked what's she like, but she must have already started. And then I was like, well, I've got you, I was trying to be professional. And I was like, well, obviously,
you can't give a bad reference,
you can't give out a bad reference for somebody. So I said, well, how are you finding it? Woof, the things that came back. I was like, yeah, that's her.
She was wild. I'll give a wee story of how erratic. Someone was in for a lash lift that you just need to go and lie in the bed. You don't need to do anything else other than lie in the bed. And she asked the client to take her clothes off and she would leave the room. Then she was in the staff kitchen and asked for one of the hairdressers to give her a head massage.
Because she had a sore head?
Because she had a sore head. And
it lasted 20 minutes and the client was lying there.
got dressed and then came out looking for her, and one of the other team members flagged it up because she's like, why is she asking someone to get undressed for a lash lift? And why is she not in the room doing the lash lift?
I think she did that more than once with putting a client into the room and then coming down and getting involved in a conversation and actually forgetting the client. I mean, that is her reputation.
I know.
That client's paying that money and thinking...
And it was a shame because at first the girls were trying to flag up and we're like, be nice. It's a new team member. Like,
make her welcome. Don't be mean. She's just different.
No, she's just a bit quirky.
Okay.
I know. I'm trying to... Tyler. He's
Oh,
actually
amazing.
Leo. He lives in Australia now and he's absolutely smashing it. But and he'll not mind either, but he was wild.
When
the
he came in at
stories
first.
he used to come out with, and we're like, know your audience.
I think we took Tyler on. He was fairly new to the industry. He was young, but we took him on because we loved his personality.
His energy,
and then we put his personality in the salon with some of our
Oh
older
my
clients
God.
sometimes, and we were like, oh, we've done the wrong thing here because he's crazy. I mean, I'm talking really rude stories from his night before, telling this to like maybe a 70-year-old woman. And you can hear him because maybe telling his 20-year-old client on one chair and his 70-year-old client sitting in the other chair, and you and I are in the office trying to signal to him from the back like, shut up, stop talking. But we love him.
They
and
all
miss him.
loved him.
I
They all
know.
loved him, but sometimes you were just like, right, that's a step too far, that story.
And if he's listening to this, we still miss you.
No,
Come
we
back.
miss you, wee
I
Scone.
know. We still keep in touch. That's another good thing about staff members that we've had that we've been really lucky with.
I know, previous one we've spoken about
Yeah.
the downfalls of some staff,
Yeah.
but you've got so many good staff. We've got so many people that have came and went, and we've forged really lovely relationships.
I
with
know.
Carly, we've been invited to her wedding
I
this
know.
year. So
Emily.
I
So we've got a wee
know.
group, the Magic Circle, because when they left, it was like we just don't ever want to break up that wee circle that we had with them. It was so good.
I know, we're
and
so
they're both doing
fortunate.
what they left to do. They went on to do their own things. Emily, an amazing author, Carly, an amazing marketing person, and they're doing what they do. It's that whole in your industry, reaching your ceiling,
Yeah.
where you can't do or move on to do something else, and you have to wish them well. And like Amanda just now as well, going on to do what she needs to do
Yeah,
for
trying a
herself, for her
different
family, and
field.
trying a different field. You just have to.
And I suppose it goes back to the Instagram versus reality as well, because our instant things like, oh my God, what is people going to think?
Yeah. What do the clients think when another member of the team goes?
But everybody's got their
Yeah.
own stuff going on. It's just, it's reality in their lives.
We
It's all
always
relative.
take that as, oh my God, how does that look on us? But it actually doesn't, because we're actually patting them in the back and saying, go and do what you need to do. We're actually letting them progress, but you just think people will be like...
But that's just the social media element again, isn't it? We let that get into our heads. We're getting better at it, but it's... Who cares what people think?
I know. We need to get better at that, about not worrying about what people think. Because think about you as a person, like before you were even in this, or before I was in this industry, you've been in this industry since the start. If I went to a hairdresser and I went back the next month and the girl was gone, I didn't think, this is a terrible place to work, she's left because she hates them all. I think she's went somewhere else to work because it's closer to home or whatever. But
plus the industry we're in, it is a high turnover industry. We're probably really, really fortunate in the fact that we've got such long-standing team members as well that haven't moved. I said to you myself, I don't think I stayed longer than 3 years anywhere that I worked for. Spas, salons, because you reach your ceiling.
Of course you do. There's the odd, the kind of stalwarts that have been, like people in common knowledge, I'll mention Scraggs, Stuart and Jan and that. They've been all together for years. They've had staff come and go like us. But then there's other places you see every other week they're advertising, I need another staff member, and you're probably judging them as well. But you shouldn't. It's just one of those things.
It's the industry we're in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see if there's any more before we move on.
Yep. We'll round up this wee episode.
Right, this is a good one. If you were to choose a path again, knowing everything that you've experienced, would you choose the same path?
Yeah.
So would I.
I think coming into it older and more mature is probably totally different to you. It's what you've always done. When I came into it at first, I thought, this isn't for me. I don't know this industry. It's a different, but I think I started in retail, then went into corporate, very kind of a banky, lawyery, kind of that kind of property industry. So then to come into something beauty at the end, I had a wee taste of it in retail where it could be crazy and a good laugh and then very serious, responsible job. To come back into beauty, I thought 6 months to a year we'll do this and then I'll go on and do something else. And I've loved it. I've actually loved the highs and the lows. There's been some days, I'd say probably this year because of what happened in the fire last year, and then just the challenge of getting finances back up to where they were before. This year's been a bigger challenge from a stress point of view. Every month thinking, God, we'll need to pay the staff again, and there'll be nothing left for you and me.
Standard,
and tell my husband
standard beauty boss.
But yeah, I would do it again. You?
100%, yeah. I don't think my younger self would have even believed that I would be in the situation that I'm in today. So
yeah, you said that when we started the business. You said, like, some of the clients that we've got just now in the spa industry, you said 8 years ago, you know, they were on our vision board.
It's a pinch me moment. Yeah, and it's gone back to celebrating the wins again.
And the fact that we've got relationships with them, it's not just we provide a service for them. We've made friendships out of it with some of the spa leaders that we've got, and, you know, shouting out to them when they have achievements, and you see them, you know,
you see them winging it as well, because you think big places like that are so prestigious that they'll have their shit together. But they're winging it every day just like us. In fact, we've been asked in to help a couple of them get back on track with their staff and stuff. So that was lovely. Lovely to be recognised that way as well, because they've seen how well that we've got our salon running.
Yeah, absolutely. And like realising that the people in these posh establishments, as we would look at them, you know, we would look at them and go, oh my goodness, 5-star, 6-star, whatever they are. And then you meet the spa managers and you're just like, God, she's just like me.
Just down here.
You know, like one of them, like Mel at Marcherfield, won't mind me mentioning it. She's just a mum with 2 teenage boys. When I met her at first, she was like, I'm ready to throw somebody. And we were just having those conversations and having a laugh.
What a great sense of humour, I know.
But then you see her professionally in her uniform, walking about Archerfield, which is absolutely stunning, being so professional with her clients. But she's just...
But that's the game face of the industry, isn't it? There's a lot of kind of chatter now about game face and LinkedIn. It's like you should drop the game face and get out of that era, but I don't believe it. I think you should always have your game face on for this industry.
From a point of view of, the game face from the professional point of view of giving the standard that you want them to have, but from the point of view of letting them see you're real, you know, there's that.
I think there's always been that element, and that's why clients go to you. Because
they see you.
They see you for who you are, but it's keeping the professionalism going as well.
Yeah, definitely. Good. That was a good wee chat this week.
So if you like this episode, if you can give us a wee like, review and share with MD you think would want to listen to us.
Yeah, and remember, if you've got anything you want to moan about, us to listen to you about or talk about or whatever, just give us a wee shout on the DM.
Tell me what it takes to get you feeling